Hey, what's going on, everyone? We're out in the test garden today with the Vanquish 540 and the Simplex. We're going to go through a couple features that I was testing today. One thing I noticed is that there's an actual USB port on the back of the Vanquish. I saw that in another video from outside the country, so I'm not sure if that's updatable or not, but there is a micro USB port in the back. We're going to talk about the Simplex with deep mode and park mode, which is their park mode's their fast mode. And then I'm going to show you something with the iron bias that I caught on the Vanquish after I buried a couple new targets in here with colonial iron. So let's start off with the Simplex. So the Simplex is in its park mode now. I have a nickel down there, I have a colonial piece of iron, colonial nail, and I have a silver dime. So this is the Simplex in its park mode, its fast mode. And you can tell it's catching all three of those targets. You hear I can hear the iron. All right, let's go over to its field mode now, which is its deep mode. It's a little slower. And they say, you know, a bunch of people say you got to swing the Simplex a little faster. So then we are missing those targets. So the Simplex is definitely, you got to choose your sight. If you are hunting iron, you got to get back over to this park mode. No problem. And the fast swing, like people are saying with the Simplex, they've noticed, then you're hitting the three targets without a problem. This field mode, if you're detecting I'm coming up on this, I'm walking right past it. That's a pretty normal swing speed. And I'm losing it. That park mode is where we get the recovery. But the park mode, let's go through a couple deep targets with this park mode and see what we're missing. So we have the 9-inch SLQ here. Are we gonna hit that? I'm not gonna stop at that. This is in the park mode. Okay, that's like the edge, because we do hit the Merc, but no ID. Get this coil perfectly flat. So I hear it, but no, it's a whisper coming through in that park mode. But then watch, I go fast. But imagine going that fast. You're gonna miss targets, and you're really gonna swing that fast all day. 8-inch token, no problem, slow it down, no problem on the 8-inch token. Let's go over to the 8-inch SLQ. If I'm hunting along, that's park mode. Am I gonna stop for that whisper? Maybe you will. Speed it up. The faster I go, the better that thing comes in. 9-inch US large cent, no problem in park mode. And all these targets really sing in that field mode. Obviously, let's go over to that deep field mode. Two-tone, getting a nice ID. Nice ID on everything in this field mode in the test garden. But this is where you struggle. I mean, this is a pretty easy test right here. There's a good 3-4 inches in between those. And look, I just missed a silver dime and a nickel. And then swing faster? I don't know. So that's the difference between park and field when it comes to separation and depth. This is one that I put in today, a 7-inch nickel with iron. No problem for the Simplex. And I'll put a picture of that now. And then 7-inch Indian head penny with iron. That's in its field mode. Go over to its park mode. It's amazing how much depth we lose between park and field in this machine. I lost it. I lost the Indian penny. And that's only 7 inches with iron. So go over the field. Swing it slow. All right, we're coming up to it. Even in field, where we stop, that's in field. And it hits it and gives, if I swing fast, it gives an ID in field mode. Going slow. Usually when I swing, let me try it. This is how I swing. This is all junk over here too. I would walk right past that, and that's in field mode. All right, the nickel, let's go back to park mode. The new 7-inch nickel, that it's nice that the ground's not frozen yet. So this has got all winter to marinate, and then next year even better. That's in park, 7-inch nickel with iron, not a problem. And if you go back to the other videos, you can see it hitting all these other targets that I have. Now let's turn this one off and go to the Vanquish. Vanquish 540, the Pro Pack. I know everyone's pissed that the stores don't have this in. I completely understand that. Dick's Sporting Goods does have it still. It's doing its noise cancel. All right, let's go over to these 3 here. And I'll just go over. And I can go slow. It's counting off those 3. I'll put the iron volume on. And the iron is not falsing. I'll try that out. Okay, now let's go over, we'll do a couple deep targets if you're new and you haven't seen any videos in the test garden yet. So here's a 9-inch SLQ. 7-inch Merc. If you like the tones of the Equinox, you're gonna love the tones on this. Let's go over to the 8-inch SLQ. 1856 US large cent. Now I really wanted to test, and same thing with these. So this is a difference here. This will, with the high iron bias, and we're gonna talk about that now. That's a 6-inch iron washer. It rings up high on all other machines, but the new iron bias feature is put into this machine that they did the F2 update on the Equinox. But I found a flaw today with these new tests. So this is the 7-inch nickel with iron that the Simplex hit all the way around without a problem. Nothing, just iron tone. So if you're hunting and you just want, you know, if you're hunting a park, you're not worried about iron next to coins masking, no problem. Let's hold this button down and go to the low iron bias setting. Okay, now we're in the low iron bias setting. And that's not falsing on the iron. Not a problem. But that high iron bias setting, that F2, is completely masking that. This nickel, mid-conductor. So that mid-conductor could be a ring. So you got to be careful with this high iron bias feature because you're going to mask. And they made this the default setting, but you have to hold the horseshoe button down for 2 seconds. It's going to take that and put it in its low setting. But on the other hand, you're going to dig, here's the 6-inch iron washer. So you're digging deep iron with it like that. And this is with it back in high. And high also helps with bottle caps. You hear the iron tone. And we'll go to its low setting. So it sounds great and gives a nice 12 on the bottle cap. So there's your nickel. You know, same thing. Okay, 7-inch Indian head penny with iron, and this is on its high iron bias setting. The wind is cranking today, but it doesn't have a problem with that. All right, everyone, thanks for watching.